How's it going, everyone? I am the Shaz here with your guide to the 11th official SBL. As with every SBL video, I'll start by reminding everyone watching this video to make sure you do at least one voltage run for each song every day. I want everyone who watches these videos to get the best rewards they possibly can. And for SBL, that means trying your best to land in the top 5,000 for the overall voltage leaderboard. I want you all to get the gems, SBL tokens, and more importantly, the 8 high memory exchange tickets. As we get further into the game and with the addition of party URs, high memory pieces are becoming increasingly important, and I don't want you to miss out on opportunities to get them for free. With that out of the way, let's get started with the video. The songs for this SBL are Heart to Heart by Muse, Sky Journey by Aqua, and Audrey, Shizuku's second solo. The MVP categories for this SBL are Voltage, Skill Activations, and Stamina Heal Tap Skill Activations. The 20% stat buff this time around goes to all Muse cards, which is a very key piece to remember for this SBL as you go through your team building. The first song for SBL is Heart to Heart by Muse, a Smile attribute song with a cleansable 20% off attribute appeal debuff. There are 5 separate note gimmicks in this song. The first 2 are gauge fills, the third is a 10% appeal increase for Smile attribute cards for 20 notes, the fourth gives guard type cards a 50% skill activation rate increase for 20 notes, and the last are 10k stamina damage notes, which happen twice in the middle of the song. The appeal chances aren't too bad. The first 2 are small SP gauge pops and the last 3 are voltage based. All of the gimmicks within the ACs are targeted towards Muse cards, with the 2nd, 4th, and 5th giving all Muse cards a 10% base appeal increase. The first AC gives Muse cards a 50% base SP gauge gain rate, and the third gives Muse cards a 10% base skill activation rate increase. With the SBL stat buff and intra AC gimmicks going to Muse cards for this song, the team building gets to be quite interesting for the voltage ranking leaderboard. If you want the clearest on-attribute brute force option, it'll probably involve Fest Honoka, Cat Horirin, and Parade Pana. Another option, though not as potent scoring-wise, would be Fest Honoka with Steampunk Ellie and Initial Umi. Or, you could opt for a full Muse second-year team with Fest Honoka, Initial Umi, and Nuo Kotori. Remember, these are just a few ideas. Your best team for this song might end up being Fest Shioriko, Moonrabbit Shizuku, and Mononoke Rina, depending on your card pool, bond levels, and limit breaks. So remember to do your tests in regular lives before SBL. Skill activations and heal skill cheesers will most likely try to take advantage of the guard type skill activation rate up note at note 70. Though if you're trying to utilize your Muse cards, there are only 5 Muse stamina healers in the UR slot, along with 5 skill activation rate up cards as well. My advice? Start out with your best cheese team, then see where you are able to swap out some of your weaker cards with Muse cards to take advantage of those appeal chance gimmicks. The second song for this SBL is Sky Journey from Aqua, a natural attribute song with a non-cleansable 20% off attribute debuff. So leave your Initial Rikos and Flower Symphony Kasumis on the bench for this one. There are only 2 note gimmicks in this song. The first provides guard type cards with an additional 20% crit rate for the next 10 notes, which happens during the song 4 times, and the second gives SK type cards an additional 20% gauge fill rate for the next 10 notes, which happens only once during the song. The 5 appeal chances are all voltage based, but the intra AC gimmicks are interesting. The first and fourth provide an 8% base appeal increase to all cards for each SK type card in the formation. The second and fifth decrease base appeal for all voltage types by 50%, and the third AC penalizes non-SK type cards by decreasing their base appeal by 50%. Voltage runs are also going to be pretty interesting for this song. My initial guess is that due to the gimmicks across the song, one of the best main scoring strategies is going to look like this. Second Fest Rin, Welcome to the Party Kotori, and most likely Fest Kanan, as there aren't really any other natural attribute cards that can compete with her base appeal, even with the card being off attribute. I would also suspect that more people opting to run Noble Princess Honoka in the backline, as she is an SK type card with an appeal plus all passive and the chance to increase appeal for the entire song by 5% at the start of the live. Another possible strategy might have frontline scorers of Fest Nozumi, Valentine's Event Honoka, and Serenade Maki, though I think that this particular scoring lineup will be heavily dependent on their bond levels and bot boards. When it comes to skill and heal cheesing, there aren't any specific gimmicks within the ACs in the song that would warrant a deviation off of someone's best team. Skill cheesers, make sure to have all your keychains in place and use all those skill activation rate up tap active cards. Heal cheesers, remember to try and use any SK type stamina healers if you have them in your main two strategies if you are switching. Then fill in any remaining spots with high appeal stamina heal tap active cards. The last song for this SBL is Audrey, Shizuku's second solo. This elegant attribute song, like Sky Journey, also sports a non-cleansable 20% off attribute debuff, so again, cleansers are on the bench. There are only 2 gimmick notes for this song, 2 10k damage notes, and 7 notes where guard types get a 10% skill activation rate increase for the next 10 notes. The ACs are going to be very infuriating for players. The first and last require 250k voltage, and the middle 2 require the wonderful 7-member appeal. The only intra-AC gimmick of note is for those voltage requirement ACs, which decrease appeal for voltage types by 40%. I feel like attacking this song in voltage rankings is going to be similar to previous SBLs, where the most common strategy will feature Fest Kotori, Fest Ellie, and Initial Yohane. The strategy features 2 Muse cards and doesn't really have any good Muse replacements for Yohane, so it'll most likely retain its place as the best strategy for the song. Other options would include frontlining cards like Second Fest Kasumi, Halloween Mari, Fest Kanata, Fest Hanayo, and Snow Crystal Maki, but as always, I would try to do voltage testing in regular lives beforehand if you have these cards. Skill activation and heal cheeses are in a bit of a bind for this song. Normally, you'd want to run as many SK type stamina healers as you can, but the more of those you run, the less guard types you can run to take advantage of the skill activation rate up for guard types gimmick notes. My suggestion, though this is just that, a suggestion, is to split your strategies. Run as many UR SK type stamina healers in one strategy, fill in the rest with guard types, then your final 3 cards should be the skill activation rate up on strategy switch cards. Then, when you hit those skill activation rate up gimmick notes, stick on your guard type strategy until you are able to return to swapping between the 2 strategies. And with that, we close out on this video covering the 11th official SBL. If you have any burning questions that you'd like to ask or criticize me about, feel free to leave it in the comments below. Also, a big thank you to Xifrid for help with the slides for this video. Lastly, thank you to my Twitch subs, Skeleton Clicker, Shut It, Poker Dottie, 86 Romy, AJ Bailey 3, Captain Cupcake, Spicy Quiche, Halcyon, Sin Ring, Anime Holic, Niji Teddy, Zappalos, and Xifrid, most of whom have gifted subs or given bits in the channel as well. I've been I Am the Shaz, take it easy, be nice to each other, and I'll see you all next time.